Today, I'm at Caterham Cars because in 2024, they've moved into an all-new facility. And today, I'm going to take you on a tour of the factory.
Hi Mark, welcome to Caterham.
Thanks very much.
I've got your tour access pass here for you.
Oh, brilliant, thanks.
There you go, keep that on all times.
Yep,
Enjoy.
Will do, thanks very much. Right, let's go. Up here, we have a number of meeting rooms, but the naming logic for them is actually quite funny. So as you can see, this one here is called Paddock Hill, and it's named after the very famous corner at Brands Hatch. Now, you would think that the next meeting room along would be called Druids, because that's the next corner along on the track, but it's actually been named Gravel Trap, because as we all know, not many people actually make it round to Druids. And finally, behind me, we have race control, because this is effectively where the business is run from. Lots of important people work in there, running the organisation, and just like a room on a race weekend, that's where all the big decisions get made. Right, now let's go out on the terrace and have a look at some Caterhams. Follow me. Out here is where the magic happens. Let me show you some cars. So up here we've got some very famous Caterhams, and the first one is the 7R500. Now, viewers of Top Gear will recognise this car because this was the one that the Stig drove round the Top Gear test track, and this beat the lap time set by the Bugatti Veyron. Let me explain the naming logic of this car. It's called the R500 because it puts out 263 brake horsepower, which is a lot when you consider that this car weighs, I think, 516 kilos. So yes, that would make it 500 brake horsepower per tonne, which is a lot. And this car gets from 0 to 60 mile an hour in 2.9 seconds. So yeah, this thing is very rapid. Now over here we have an incredibly rare car. This is the SP300R, and Caterham made this because they wanted to make a track car which created downforce. This creates about 150 kilos of downforce at around 100 miles an hour, and less than 50 of these are in existence. And the reason for that is that it was actually a very expensive exercise for Caterham to do. So yeah, very rare. You really won't see another one of these around anytime soon. What we have here is probably my all-time favourite Caterham, the famous Lego Cat 620R. With the sequential gearbox, this is the fastest Caterham ever made. It's the press car that's done the Goodwood Hill climb. Caterham done a special thing with Lego. You could actually buy a Lego kit for this car and build it yourself. It is a real weapon. Yeah, supercharged Duratec engine, 310 brake horsepower. This thing is wild and it looks absolutely amazing in this yellow paint. I love it, and yeah, this is my dream Caterham right here. What we have over here is a very interesting Caterham. It's the Supersprint, and this was made for customers who wanted a more classical looking Caterham, but with the modern performance and reliability. But what's particularly interesting about it is that it's got a 660cc Suzuki engine. And the reason it's got one of those is so that it can comply with K-car regulations in Japan. So Caterham owners in Japan can have one of these and they can drive it into the city. So this car was made also as part of Caterham's 60th anniversary, and what we have over here is the Sevens Supersprint, which is basically a sportier, racier version of that car, and only 60 of these were ever made. So again, very rare car. Good luck seeing another one. Now what we have here is maybe the most famous Caterham of them all. I don't know, I'll leave that to you guys to decide. We've got the Grand Tour 310R. So as we know, Clarkson, Hammond and May, they went to Madagascar on one of their excursions, and this is the Caterham that went with. But it is and it isn't. It's actually one of two Caterhams that went with. So there was a standard car that they took along, but anybody who's watched that episode will know that some modifications were done to the car while they were in Madagascar. Although the modifications weren't actually done in Madagascar. They were done here at the Caterham factory a couple of months before the shoot actually took place. Both cars were transported to Madagascar, and this one appeared to have been worked on while they were in Madagascar, but that's not the case. Sorry to dispel any myths for you, but no, this came from the factory here in Caterham. And if you look, this one still has Madagascan terrain on it. Very cool indeed. As you can see behind me, we've got the workshop. Now I'm going to take you down there so we can have a look around. Through here is the workshop. Come with me because this is really, really cool. So we've been given special after hours access when people have gone home so that we can give you a really good look around the workshop. And the first place I want to show you is a room called the stables. And this is more great Caterham naming logic because the engines are built in here and the engines are the thing that produce the horsepower, hence why it's called the stables. Let's go have a look. And as you can see here, a whole load of engines. There were people in here working earlier on them. Everybody's gone home now. And yeah, there's some really cool stuff hanging around. So over here, we've got an engine from a 360. It's been put away now. Actually, it's over here, but there's an engine, a complete engine with gearbox attached as well. Yeah, this is, the engine is the heart of the car really, isn't it? So you could say that this is where the magic happens. At the moment on the factory floor, there's a lot of CSR 485 Final Editions. Now, there's only 25 of them being produced. And interestingly, car number 1 is just around the corner. But these cars you see here on the right-hand side, they're all 485s. And this is the special European model. We don't get that over here in the UK. But yeah, let's go and have a look at some of the cars being built. So the workshop floor is set up in such a way that there's 33 bays and there's techs working in each one of them. And every tech is responsible for building a car from bare bone chassis all the way up to finished product. It takes around 2 weeks to build a Caterham from start to finish. And the reason that they run it like this is because each tech gets their name on the car. And it's just a really great way of allowing the techs to be proud of the work that they've done. And they've actually had situations where the techs have met the customers that they've built the car for. And it's just, that's how cars should be built, right? Bespoke, specialist, you've got one person doing the job and it's a really lovely, intimate way of making a car. I like that a lot. Now to my left here, we actually have a really, really special car. Do you remember I told you about those CSR 485 Final Editions? Well, of the 25 of them being built, this is car number 1. Now, as you can see, we've got bays to my right here and all the way around the back. We're going to go down there in a minute, but what I want to show you first of all is the paint shop. Now, to my right here, unfortunately it's being closed up now, but we've got a prep area where the cars go prior to painting. They spend about 8 hours in here being prepped, making sure there's no imperfections. They've even got a special machine for removing dust from the room to make sure that the panels are in pristine condition before they hit the paint room, which is over here. Again, closed up, but cars spend roughly between 2.5 hours and 4 hours being painted, and then they spend an additional 30 minutes having the paint baked on at a temperature of around 60 degrees. And finally, once the cars have been painted, they make their way over to this section, which is where they're all polished down and they've made sure that there's no imperfections in the paintwork. And as you can see, we've got 2 painted chassis here. I really, really love this purple. And the interesting thing is that a customer can provide Caterham with any paint code that they like. They will go out and they will make that paint for you, which is why you see so many Caterhams in crazy, crazy colours. So here we've got more production bays, but one thing that's really cool is that Caterham will train you up as an apprentice if you want to work for them, which is a facility that they got over here in their own bays. The process takes about a year to do from start to finish, and it doesn't matter what level of mechanical experience you have beforehand. If you want to build Caterhams and they've got an opening and they think you're right for the role, they will bring you on board, they'll train you up from start to finish. And over here is the bay where they build the cars, overseen by a proper tech, obviously. But yeah, it's really cool that you can have zero experience, come here and Caterham will train you up to do the job. That's pretty cool. Here we have some bare bones chassis. Now these aren't actually made here, they're made at a separate Caterham facility over in Westbury. Now there's 3 different chassis variants. You've got the S3 chassis and then you've got the S5 chassis, which is a wider body. But there's also a CSR chassis, which is very similar in size to the S5 chassis, but on that car the suspension's built inboard, so the chassis is different. Here we have a section of cars that Caterham actually owns. So here are the press cars and also Caterham Academy cars as well. Anybody recognise this? Yep, it's the 420 Cup that we reviewed a few weeks back on the channel. Hello, old friend. And finally, let's head up to the Parc Fermé area, which sounds like a reasonable place to end this video. And what an awesome place to wrap this video up, the appropriately named Parc Fermé area. Here you see a number of finished cars which are ready to be sent to dealers in various territories across the world to be handed to customers. Caterham, as it stands at the moment, are building around 550 cars a year, and the reason they've moved into this facility is so they can scale up to 750 cars a year. Caterham as a brand is growing, which is fantastic because I really love these things, and the more of them on the road, the better. Top 3 markets for Caterham, unsurprisingly, are the UK, closely followed by France and then Japan. But some of these cars are going to the US and other parts of the world as well. And I hope these customers really enjoy them because they're the most awesome cars to drive. And yeah, big shout out and big thanks to Caterham for allowing us to come here and produce this video for you guys.